All right. Oh, we're getting real slow there for a sec. I don't know if the video picked that up or if that was just my stream here, but either way, Tank Davis with an impressive win over Frank Martin over the weekend. I don't have a fight to make for Frank Martin here, but I do want to state again that I thought he put on a very good showing considering how much of an underdog that he was. And that was one where you look at it and like if you bet Frank Martin as the underdog, you don't get anything for it, but he proved that maybe he shouldn't have been a minus 700 or that Tank shouldn't have been a minus 700 favorite in that bout, right? So it's one of those ones where it's like if it was, you wish it was more like a stock where I was like, yeah, I didn't get the full thing, but can I get like plus 150 for doing pretty well on that? Maybe not. No, okay. But I thought that Frank Martin showed up really well. So Tank Davis. Initially, I had Tank against Shakur Stevenson, but I do think Tank against Lomachenko is an interesting fight to make. You can do Tank against Shakur at some other point. And also, Stevenson has not been overwhelming in his last few bouts. He's going to need a big performance. I think he fights again July 6th. He's going to need a big showing to kind of get back on that type of a level. And if he does, maybe we revisit this. But for now, Lomachenko is still out there. We don't know how much longer he is going to be out there. That is a big name fight that you can make for Tank. So I think you take advantage of an opportunity to still have two high-level fighters still around the same weight, go in there and do the damn thing. So I would go Tank against Lomachenko. That would kind of be the way that I would go. Again, if Shakur comes out on, again, I believe it's July 6th. I'm not going to Google because I'm afraid my computer's going to explode. But if he comes out and just looks like an absolute world beater, then dope, man. Just let her rip. But for now, it is Tank Lomachenko. Also, over the weekend, it was David Benavidez with not the most convincing of victories, but still a solid win in his move up to 175 pounds. There is but one next fight for Benavidez, and it is Canelo Alvarez. Maybe after a bit of an underwhelming fight Saturday, Canelo thinks, oh, well, this is a guy who is right for the picking, and maybe he wants to get into it there. That is assuming a few things on Canelo's behalf, but I do think that there is something to that anyway. So I think that Canelo Alvarez against David Benavidez is the fight to make coming after this. It's a big fight. Canelo ducking him may be affecting the legacy just a little bit. I think there are some people anyway who it's wearing kind of thin on, that Canelo keeps hand-picking opponents. If it's not the Terrence Crawford fight that has been rumored, it better be Benavidez for, I think, Canelo legacy sake. That I'm not necessarily in that, but I think enough people are that it will affect that. And it's a chance for Benavidez to move into face of boxing territory. You guys know that I have scoffed at that when Tank Davis fights have happened in the past. If Benavidez can go in there and beat up Canelo, he kind of locks down the May 5th and the Mexican Independence weekend in September, right? So I think that this is an opportunity to build him up or for Canelo to just kind of, again, reestablish, like, look, I am that good. I am this dude. Quit fucking doing this. I'm the guy still. I think it'd be really interesting. If it's not the Canelo fight, I do think a Callum Smith fight is interesting. Keep making your way up at 175 pounds. I don't think he's ready for the kings of that weight class yet, but I do think that he is ready for a step up in competition here. A Callum Smith, keep building that up. You don't want to build the body up to the point where you can't do the Canelo fight effectively, because I don't think there's any way Canelo would want this fight at 175, but I think that a Callum Smith fight would be really interesting for Benavidez going forward.